Okay, I'm starting a how I make my internet analysis videos video. I've actually tried to make these so many times before and I like start filming the process and then I forget. I just started my video on high maintenance to be low maintenance. No idea what the actual title of this video is going to be. Today's a Monday, beginning of November, so it feels like a very satisfying start. Like usually it wouldn't be as clear cut as like, okay, it's Monday morning, pick a new video. But I have 4 videos to make this month, which is a lot on my plate because we're going to be traveling around Thanksgiving to see family. I have 2 second channel videos and 2 main channel videos that I've committed to for sponsors. So it's going to be a grind, but we're going to be organized. We're going to work. Also, my daughter is now in daycare 5 days a week, so I actually have an entire work week to work with, which is very exciting. And as you can see, this is what I look like most of the time when I'm working. I sit here at my kitchen island very often, and that's it. Okay, so let's get into it. This topic, high maintenance to be low maintenance, has been on my list for at least like 2 years now. And when I say that, I mean like I send myself an idea to add it to my list. I email it to myself. If I have any like very quick little notes, I'll send that to myself as well. And then I usually start a TikTok folder. If I ever come across anything interesting, I'm like, save that. Like whether it's going to be used for a video or not, I don't know, but I like to collect things because sometimes I collect TikToks for like months or even years, and eventually I finally make that video. So it does really come in handy, and it's a good habit for me. And it's also a good way for me to like make sure I find the perfect little bits of evidence. So today I spent probably an hour or 2 looking through TikToks, and my process always changes for this, but I basically have a very rough outline right now. I have like a lot of different directions I want to go in, or like sections, but I like to start with the TikToks lately because first of all, I end up downloading like an hour worth of TikToks. Actually, let me import these. Oh no, we have an hour and a half of TikToks. That's too many. So when I'm sourcing TikToks, I'm looking for B-roll, anything that can just be used as visuals, but of course I'm also looking for examples. So as I'm searching, I'll find anything that even seems interesting or sets off a thought, or someone explains a point very well, whether that's a point I'm trying to support. Like for this, it's a lot of people showing off their routine, the cost of their routine. There were a handful of videos in here that are like commentary or criticism of the beauty maintenance topic. So those are very helpful as well, because I like to find some like supporting TikToks to add into my arguments. And yeah, I find that sourcing the TikToks first helps because then I can go through all the TikToks, cut them down quite a lot, and then put them into like categories in a timeline. I'll save some for like the intro montage for the video. Later, when I'm actually writing my script and fleshing it out, I can say, oh, I have a perfect TikTok right there. Okay, cool. This hour and a half of TikToks is way too much, obviously. This will get cut down to who knows how many minutes. It's hard because at this point in the process, again, this was like day 1 of officially starting this script. My mind is going in so many different directions, and I have to really stop myself from like going too deep into one rabbit hole, especially too early on. So I think the TikToks again help me at least get a concrete sense of things. And often while I'm listening to and like reviewing the TikToks, obviously they can spark some ideas and points that I'll add to the outline. And then we'll be digging in and researching and reading more and writing soon. As you can see, it's already a little bit messy, but it is fun. Day 1, fun. My eyes hurt a little bit. My screen time has been atrocious today, but that's a requirement. My screen time's atrocious every day, sadly. And a little sneak peek into my Clockify. You can see today I worked on editing a YouTube short that I track as like TikTok's Reels. And then housekeeping was more of the general topic research before I committed to a topic today. So that was like 2 hours of just like a lot of scrolling and reading and being like, I was actually organizing a lot of my idea lists and trying to pick like what will go on the second channel or what is better for the main channel. And then, yes, so far for writing 9 minutes. Oh, okay, because I've been working for an hour 20. I was like, I have not worked on this for 9 minutes. Yes, I track my work with Clockify, not sponsored, love you. That would be great. I've been doing this for like over 4 years now because I initially just wanted to know how long it actually takes me to make a video. So I started tracking, and I track each video with like particular tasks And then I also have like housekeeping, accounting, like all the other work that goes into work that's not directly YouTube related. Yeah, I find it really satisfying. It literally makes me feel like I'm clocking into work. So I feel like I'm like locking into focus. And again, also I'm obsessed with the data. I love being able to look back, and it also kind of overwhelms me. I can look back and see like how many hours I've worked every month of the past 4 years. And that's crazy. And yes, especially in comparing video hours and being like, okay, how long is it actually taking me to write a video on average? How long is it taking me to edit? So yeah, on average these days, I'm trying to finish a whole video in about 2 weeks. So again, my work hours are that direct video, but also like all the other stuff. And again, like dealing with planning for future sponsorships and ordering products. And again, housekeeping, which is just like emails and like business. I'm trying to not say computer work. Like managing my own payroll and making sure that all my subscriptions have updated like the literal boring housekeeping little tasks that you have to do to make sure things are running. That's also going on. Anyway, okay, so now I'm gonna watch all these TikToks. But before we continue, this portion of today's video is sponsored by Rocket Money. I'm still in shock that my husband and I used to be paying for some of the same subscriptions without realizing it. Luckily, they have since been canceled, but shout out to Rocket Money for bringing that to our attention. Rocket Money is an easy-to-use app that helps you save more and manage your money better. As mentioned, they can help you keep track of your subscriptions, which can get out of hand. And if you find any you don't want or use anymore, you can cancel with just a few taps. We also used Rocket Money to create a customized budget. It is always important to know exactly where your money is going, but especially in this economy, it is crucial. The app identified our top spending categories, so we were able to figure out where we wanted to cut down or move money around as needed. Rocket Money can notify you about upcoming or recurring charges and alert you about low balances so that you can avoid overdrafts or late fees. And another great feature is automated savings. Rocket Money analyzes your accounts and determines the optimal time to save. Even if you only have a few dollars to spare, moving that money out of your site and toward your savings goals is really helpful. So take control of your finances today. You can scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get started for free. Here's a little look into my writing. So I use Google Docs. Love it so much. Helps me stay organized. Again, like if I start a script, like this actual document was made like a year ago, and now I'm adding on to it. Early on, my like notes / outline are absolute nonsense. It's literally just like me puking all the information and every little thought and tangent I have into a document. And eventually I try to like shape it out, figure out the rough like order that everything needs to go in to make sense. But you also have to build an intro to the video that's like captivating and helps explain the topic, but without like saying everything interesting right off the bat. So it's like a tricky thing. I'm not even gonna show the rest of my document because it's like, again, pure nonsense right now. You cannot judge my script until it is done, because it probably doesn't even make sense. But do I use so many ellipses all the time in my entire life? Yes, I do. And I'm not ChatGPT, but I love a dash, all right? And fuck right off. Do I use way too many double question marks and lots of caps, like shouting at myself? And I love parentheses? Yes. This is my writing style in my own scripts, because it helps me actually communicate like my own tone to myself. Like when I go back to finally film it, I know like what to stress based on how I wrote it. And I don't even really do that intentionally. I just like, I can't help writing it in my tone, I guess. Okay, I just went back to the original folder I had and downloaded all of those that I saved a long time ago, plus the ones that I had to email to myself because they couldn't be downloaded straight from TikTok. And now we have 2 hours of TikTok. This is absurd. Usually it is not nearly this many. So I am gonna speed watch through them. Luckily, Final Cut has this lovely shortcut where I can fast forward.
Have you guys seen that video? And she then goes on to detail how she spends thousands of dollars a year on fillers, Botox.
So I can at least listen to everything at like 2 times speed and make my way through, but I'm gonna have to make a ton of cuts because clearly I don't need this many TikToks. Also, this does count as like writing. This is all part of my like research writing. I do count the sourcing and downloading and like cutting up of TikToks as part of the writing process. Basically, in my mind, it's like pre-production, everything before filming, and then post-production is obviously like editing from then on and then, you know, finishing the video. So yeah, like going through these TikToks, even though I'm technically in Final Cut right now, I don't count toward the editing time, though it ends up saving me a lot of time later. I almost just went to set up my camera to film B-roll of me editing, but I do not want to watch myself in my side profile clicking on my laptop. We don't need to do that. You know what working on a computer looks like. Hi, another day, another sitting at the counter video clip. I finally just got through all the videos. Right now my TikTok timeline is 34 minutes, but they're roughly sorted into like categories or themes. And also that timeline time includes my little section markers. So I'm sure like at least a few minutes of that is literally just the titles taking up space. But this is a much better place to be in. I also, a lot of what I downloaded, I just wanted to use as B-roll. So I have 21 minutes of silent B-roll, which is great because that means when I'm editing the video and like it's just me as a talking head for a long time, I can throw on this B-roll that I've already collected. And that helps keep it a little interesting. It's like, you know, the little like speedrunner game next to a clip. You got to keep people's attention. Also, a lot of these that I saved, actually 31 minutes of TikToks, I ended up moving to a different video, which I think I'm going to do here on the second channel, about facelifts and blepharoplasties. Yeah, and I think that needs to be its own video because that's a lot. But I've already collected all that. That's pretty much definitely enough to do a commentary video on. So rock and roll. It's 12:45. Now I'm gonna be looking through my TikTok timeline, getting back into my outline and really trying to start fleshing things out. And then I'll be able to see like where there are like holes in terms of like what I need to look into or things I would like to read up on, ideas that are not as developed yet. But I definitely have a ton of anecdotes. We love an anecdote. So this is my outline as of now. I'm literally just kind of spitting out every single category or theme or section. I'm trying to align it with what's in the Final Cut timeline right now. Just trying to make sure like I'm covering all of the themes that I want to. And usually about now is when I open up a second document and then I'm gonna dance between the documents so that I can start like moving things around and trying to make it make sense. This is actually very short. Usually once I start reading articles and I'm like, you know, saving quotes, I'll end up with 20 pages on a document. I'm like, oh, that's too much. I aim for my scripts to be about, these days, 10 pages. Let me show you one. This is very vulnerable, showing my scripts. Again, this is how I write because it's just the easiest for me in terms of format. And I like writing and then reading it out like this. I don't know if that makes sense. Then when I'm editing, I added in these timestamps because later on in the edit, when I'm looking at each section and seeing like, oh, is this going on too long? Like, how does the timing and the flow work? I like to look at the timestamps to be like, okay, maybe I spent too long in this section, got to cut it down here, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, yeah, this is eventually what the script is kind of gonna look like is like I put in little TikToks, or if I have quotes from an article, I put those in. I'll usually make them a different color, obviously. Little notes to self for like the edit or like little other bits of B-roll that I want to record. But this is why having the TikToks mainly edited and in the right section helps, because like then I can cut them down later. But if I at least know like, oh, I'm referencing this point, then I can respond to that one here. Ding, 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 ding. So going back to this new document. Yeah, I just need to read through this and try to start unraveling it. This is when it gets hard. Like the spitting out information is easy. This is when I have to start really thinking about, again, the flow, what's gonna go in the intro, how soon does the sponsor want their sponsor in there? Because sometimes it's within the first 5 minutes, sometimes within the first third of the video, sometimes sooner. So I do kind of have to write my intro so that I can have a nice satisfying intro before the sponsor portion starts. I don't really want to like interrupt myself while I'm in the middle of a point. So that's tricky. Usually the intro comes together later, similar to writing an essay, I think, where like you have to write the whole thing and then you can go back and add the intro because you finally know like what points you're actually making. So for this topic specifically, I definitely have a lot to say, and a lot of this doesn't have to be research heavy. That's why I like this topic. This is a lot more like personal anecdotes, just talking about like society, culture, which is good because I feel a little less pressure to be like getting things right in terms of like an objective fact. But still, the order in which I describe things matters because it's like, obviously you need to introduce the topic enough, but not give too much away too soon. And so each video, it kind of is a fun little puzzle to figure out the order that makes sense. And a lot of this will change in the edit as well. So like I try to write the script out as much as I can, but I will get to a point where I'm losing my mind and or I have a deadline and I simply have to film to stay on schedule. And I think filming and still improvising is better. I think it actually like makes me more like personable in the video. There's a fine line. But a little bit of improvising is good. So yeah, I'll film and then sometimes the footage is a little bit of a mess. But once I do the edit, again, then I'm just rebuilding everything, making it make sense. If there are sections that are like clunky or not really flowing, I'll work on those, smooth it out, and hopefully by the end, it's something. Okay, so I feel like I'm procrastinating. Also, if you see this little chart behind me, it's kind of embarrassing. It's a chart I made to track my fruit and veggie consumption, okay? I'm not good at it. But I've stopped using the chart because now I'm using an app called Finch. It's a self-care app, but I find that satisfying. I've got my fruits and veggies, each serving. I get to go check them off. Hitting 5 or 10,000 steps a day. I'm trying to do some posture exercises lately. So that's on there. Like anything that I want to motivate myself to do daily is now on Finch. So it's going well. It's been about a month. But yeah, that little chart, literally all it says back there is apple and peas. So I should probably just take the chart down. Oh yeah, I have free will. It's a cute little chart. I've had carrots, baby carrots so far. Probably gonna have an apple soon. Procrastinating. But really, this is the reality of the creative process. Also, today's election day. Hopefully Zoran gets elected, smashes Cuomo, loser. Right now I'm listening to an old Money with Katie episode about the hot girl hamster wheel. That's the term that she has coined. So I'm saving some quotes that I may wanna go back and actually get the sound bites from the podcast. Taking a couple notes, adding a couple other little like summary points. And yeah, this is gonna be good for obviously the financial section. Hi vlog, it's 2 p.m. on Wednesday. I'm at the point in the video where I actually look at my calendar and check my deadlines and go, oh no, I have to get this done so much faster than I thought. I felt like I was on good track for this video, but I forgot about all the other sponsorships that I have to get done before the holidays and before we're traveling at the end of the month. So my timeline just got way more squished. And now I'm trying to do some time management, some planning. I'm not very good at this because I can look at this and be like, okay, I'm gonna give myself one more day to finish this script, which I think is doable. This one doesn't have like a lot of like deep, crazy, intense information to unravel. I feel like it's just a matter of like making it make sense, putting it in an order that's good. Like the fact that I already did all the work with all the TikToks and stuff really does lay a good foundation because then I have like plenty to respond to and plenty of context. So yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I get tomorrow to finish the script, or make it at least in good enough shape that I can film. Then I film, and again, if it's a little clunky, we'll work it out in the edit. And so I'm like, okay, I can have one more day to finish writing, and then 2 more days after that to film and edit the whole thing. If I limit this to 30 minutes, because my videos have been getting longer, if I limit this to about 30 minutes, that obviously cuts down on the editing time as well. It could be doable. But then I only have a few more work days to do like an entire other main channel video, which is scary because, again, these usually take about 2 weeks, realistically. If I have 5 work days, can I get a whole video done in 5 work days? I should be able to. I should be able to power through. This doesn't include weekends. So if I need to, I can work a little extra on the weekends, but that requires Nathan like taking over fully on baby duty, and it takes away from our weekends together. And I would like us to be able to enjoy our weekends. I'm trying to actually work during the work week only. So yeah, I have a little bit of extra time, but I don't want to plan to use that time. That's going to be emergency time. I feel like I can get a whole video done in 5 work days if I pick the perfect topic and I just have to be laser focused. Easy. Okay, do it. Again, I make these plans and I write it all out. And then when it comes to future me, I'll probably be panicking because I overcommitted to too much and everything always takes longer than I think it will. But sometimes deadlines are extremely motivating because I have no choice but to get shit done. So let's do it. Hey, it's me from the future. Good news, bad news. Your second main channel sponsor actually fell through. They had to cancel, which sucks, losing money. But there's absolutely no way we would have been able to make another main channel video, so actually it all worked out for the best. But here I am rushing to get this video done. Someday I will learn time management and never have to work on a vacation again, but not today. Hey, it's me again. Okay, I just made a crazy plan. I think on Friday it's gonna be my big filming day, and I'm aiming to film a main channel video, a second channel commentary video, and four sponsor integrations, which those don't take too long, but that's a lot. I have never filmed that much in one day because I usually am not like prepared enough in advance. Like people are always like, oh, you should batch your content. I don't have 2 main channel video scripts written at once, ever. But this is a rare time that I do have, yes, basically a main channel script that will be done. The second channel, technically there's like no script for it yet, but that one, again, I'm trying to experiment with like keeping it simple, keeping it more commentary based and not overdoing it, not overthinking it. So we'll see. You've already seen that video. It turned out great, did it not? Me from the future again. This video, the last video I posted on this channel, has been doing well. It actually was ranked #1 until I guess today when my Hermes video has now surpassed it in terms of how many views it's gotten in this time period, whatever. But very, very glad that this video did really well. Now this video is getting very meta because I'm showing you the past, present, future, what's going on. That facelifts and blephs video only took me just under 9 hours to make and upload, go live and everything. 9 hours? That is unheard of for me. Again, that video actually wasn't like written at all. All I had was the TikToks and then I simply improvised, which is what I used to do back in the day on YouTube when YouTube was a little more casual. So I'm really glad that it's been well received and people have enjoyed it, and that like basically my intention with this channel was to have a place to make more casual videos because my main channel, as you can see, takes so much planning, and usually like I script pretty much every word on the main channel and I'm very careful about what I say. And like I know that these commentary videos can seem similar to the main channel. Like somebody was like, why are you posting this on another channel? This would fit well on the main channel. But there's something intimidating about posting on a channel with like as many subscribers as my main channel. I feel like every video I post there has to be like incredible or like at least, you know, hit a certain standard of like being formal and really like well made. And I do think there are some viewers on that channel, if I posted like a commentary video, like the second channel, they'd be like, I don't like this as much as your main channel stuff. I wish this was more researched. Oh, you didn't go into XYZ. And then I know there are definitely some people on my main channel who wouldn't like my personality on the second channel as much. Like they would think I'm being snarky, bitchy, rude, mean, whatever. Or again, like not serious enough. But that's why I have so far really found it nice to have these 2 channels because like these are 2 valid parts of my personality. Like the second channel is probably a lot more accurate to like my day-to-day vibe. This is pretty much what I would sound like. And then the main channel is like the analytical, loves to Google everything side of me that loves falling down a rabbit hole. There's like a more researched, careful opinion piece, a collection of evidence. And then I consider the second channel to be a little bit more just me and my reactions and just my opinions. Basically, my main channel I would consider edutainment. It's educational, it's entertaining. And then the second channel is just more purely entertainment. Silly, light, and each serves a purpose. Because again, prior to internet analysis, like all of my YouTube stuff was me. Like I used to be much more of a personality-based creator. And in the past few years, I've really missed just being able to just be casual and not overthink every single word I say. So again, the second channel has really been an exercise in reminding myself, like, it's okay to not script every word I say. Like it is okay to just speak off the cuff. It's okay if I share an opinion and people don't like it and they think maybe I'm being a little too casual or being mean or anyway, all of that to say, thank you so much for watching this channel. I hope you're listening. This channel being monetized actually makes it possible to spend time on these videos, because like before, when I would make my Newly reviews, like if they got like 5 or 10,000 views, I would make like less than $100 on that, basically. So it ended up like not being worth my like limited amount of time, because I always felt like, oh, my main channel makes 99% of my income, I need to invest my time there. I don't have time to spare for the second channel. Whereas now, because these videos are making money, my time is pretty much equally valuable spending a few hours on a second channel video versus working on a main channel video. So it's very exciting. Wow, think of the potential. And if you haven't subscribed yet here, please do. I would love to get that 100K plaque. I'm so excited to get another YouTube plaque, maybe someday. Hitting 100K on this channel would be fantastic. I'm still like 170,000 on my main channel, away from 1 million, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna hit 1 million there. We can dream. Okay, chatting too long, bye. But again, really what it is when it comes to like batch filming or having a filming day is like a big chunk of it is getting ready. That takes a couple hours, setting up my camera, getting the perfect shot, perfect lighting. And so it really does save time to batch film. I love how I'm like convincing you of this. I'm like, hey, YouTube tip, nobody's ever said this before. Do a lot of filming in one day. I'm like, wow, think of how much I can do in one day and not have to get ready and set up my camera multiple times. Ah, what a dream. So yeah, that's the plan for Friday. We'll see how that goes. Hi, it's Thursday. Okay, so I have finally moved everything from the original document over to the script document, and then I like to put my sections in these little headers just to help organize. It's like literally just copy and pasted into each section, so it doesn't really make sense yet, and it's not in the final order, but it's better. It's getting there. Now I'm going to continue like reading through and like moving things around to see what makes sense where. But as you can see, again, I yell at myself a lot. The way that I write my scripts always makes me laugh with an outsider's point of view. But I like to keep this second document still open, because as I go through this, if there's stuff that I cut, but I get scared of like deleting it, I like to move it back to the notes and leftovers document, just in case I want it for some reason. And I almost never do, but just in case, like it makes me feel better about deleting or cutting things. And yeah, this script doesn't have any articles yet. I just have the podcast episode, and I haven't even put the TikToks in here where they're all gonna go. But I probably should stop myself from reading too many articles, because again, that's how I get in a whole rabbit hole, and then I'll end up with like 20 pages of quotes and like I just don't need that. Again, it's different for every video, for different topics that I think need more like expert opinions, I guess. Or if there are certain sections that I'm really struggling to explain, I find that it helps to like defer to one of my favorite writers, and you know, we love a banger quote, you know, it's very helpful. But for this one, I think a lot of it is pretty self-explanatory. Hello, it's Friday, it's filming day. I just spent really an hour and a half getting ready, getting my room ready. I move around a lot of the background because we don't usually have like, you know, the plants here and the stuff on the side table. Usually it's pretty plain in here. Usually it's a bit of a mess. So now I'm gonna do some test shots to make sure the lighting and the angle look decent. And then I'm probably just gonna stay in this little Newly mommy dress for everything I have to film today, because I'm a little too lazy to try on multiple outfits. And also, again, the orange works with like the orange and the green in the background. So I think it's good. Let's go. Hello, my dudes. Today we are gonna talk about beauty maintenance. What do you think? Should I just leave that down? How does it look? How does my hair look? Does it look kind of weird? It's looking weird in the viewfinder. I don't know what to do with the hair. Just checked the footage and that was a little too blown out in the windows, so I adjusted the ISO. The dress is fine. It's not my favorite, but whatever. Again, I don't want to spend too much time. Testing, testing, testing. So I like to test the volume. I like to test my framing. I like to test the angle, see how the lighting is, make sure everything looks fine. Okay. And we're back. Here's my camera. Hi. Filming took about an hour 15. So again, this is a good insight, this video, into what it's like when I am on such a crunch that I simply just have to move forward and film before the script is ready. It can be good though, because like I could have easily spent another like 2 days like hemming and hawing about the script and trying to make it perfect. But I do think like an element of improvisation helps a little bit. Yeah, I think it's sometimes good to just film And then once I'm editing, the cogs will be turning. I'll be thinking through and being like, this is a little too repetitive. I can make cuts here. Oh, it's missing this. And then I can go and find those exact things that I need. Again, in terms of like articles or like more support for my points. And it ultimately takes less time than if I spent way longer on the script. And also, again, because of my schedule this month, I do not have the time. So I am importing the footage now. I think I need to go have a snack and a coffee, and then I need to film another second channel video. That's gonna take a lot of energy. And then all the sponsorships. I just finished recording the very last sponsor thing. I literally, like, my brain is so fried right now that like it was hard for me to read and memorize the talking points. I'm getting to the point where it's like mush. We gotta go pick up my daughter from daycare, and it's Friday, so it's the freaking weekend. I'm so glad I got all that filming done. Hey guys, good morning. It is Monday. I just finished this. I would consider not even my rough cut, but this is like my very first run through of all my main footage in the timeline. And yeah, what I like to do these days, especially when I'm moving sections around, is like I add these little title cards over the top of each section so I can see like, oh, this section goes on this long, blah, 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 and other little like subsections, even though sometimes you can't see them on screen, but I can see them like here. So then if and when I need to move things around, I can just like select that whole bit and move it wherever. So, not gonna lie, this video is a fucking mess right now, dude. Like, and again, you guys know, going into it, the script was not done. So naturally, I just yapped, and I repeated myself a bunch of times. So like, editing this down, I'm gonna have to like pick my best cut of each segment. Like here I have an alternative intro option, but it can get really messy and hard to do this because like I'll like one way that I said something in one option, but then I like something else in another, and it's not as easy as just like, oh, this part and this part go together. Does that make sense? So it can take a long time to make sense of this. But over the weekend I did some of this like editing, and it's clear to me, first of all, I yapped too much. Now we're at 43 minutes, and obviously I want to cut that down. I have a ton of like TikToks I want to put in there. Ideally, I want this, like the total video at the end, to be like 30 to 40 minutes, ideally closer to 30, because I just don't want to yap too long. If I look at my notes, this is what I added also during editing. If there's ever like something where I'm like, you know what? I made some good points, but I don't like the way that it's filmed, or I can say it more succinctly. Then I'll rewrite what I liked, and then I'll just record a new little section. So like, I think I can pretty much record this and probably cut out, you know, in here it probably took me 5 minutes to say that, whereas now I should be able to say this in like about 1 minute. So it is helpful. But yeah, this is like definitely on my scale or spectrum of editing. Like this is probably one of the messier videos. My typical video would not be like this all over the place because I would have the script in a better place before filming. But I'm in a rush on my deadlines, but I really want to make sure that this video turns out well. I never like to make a video, especially on the main channel, that doesn't feel like interesting and fresh. And like, so far I just feel like a lot of this like is kind of just basic info. It's like, I don't feel like I need to like reinvent the wheel every time, or like, I don't want my videos to be like too intense or like theory heavy, because that's just not the vibe of my channel. But I still do want people to watch it and be like, oh, like I did learn something new, or I learned something interesting. I don't want it to be like all of the kind of predictable surface level info. So that is the mission of this week, is to detangle this video so far and make it make sense and make it not too repetitive. This is the hard part. Like, I'm not gonna film too much of this because it would take forever. But yeah, this process will take a long time. I'll probably spend like 6 or 7 hours editing today, and hopefully we can be in a good place by then. I'll check in with you later. Hey guys, it's the next Monday. I just realized, is this the most boring vlog format of all time because I'm literally sitting in the same spot the entire video. Yes, but that's the reality of being a YouTuber, baby. I've got horrendous posture because I'm slumped over my laptop like this. Really though, the posture is bad. I'm finally giving the video one last watch in Final Cut because I think it's done, but there's possibilities that I missed little things in editing, so I didn't want to export it yet. So yeah, I'm giving it a quick little watch. Thank God for the 2x speed shortcut, because then I can watch the video fast. And then I'm gonna export it. I've gotta send it to the sponsor for approval. The video is supposed to go live tomorrow on Tuesday. It should be all good. I can't imagine the sponsor having any big issues with my integration, but I have to send it and then they will get back to me. You cannot, absolutely not, let a sponsored video go live until the brand gives you the thumbs up. That would be a big, big no-no. So yeah, I'm gonna send this for approval. Yeah, we're on a good schedule. I'm feeling a little fried with this video. The way that it's turned out, I think I definitely made sense of it. I think it came together. It took a lot of work to make it make sense, and I keep going back and forth. Like, I was really tempted to add more information or more quotes. Again, it's about beauty maintenance, so I was like, oh, I feel like I should talk about like where these beauty standards come from, and that it's like white ideals, and like we should get into like the racism of it all. And in terms of feminism, like, is it feminist to deny these beauty standards, but then like, is there any truth to like choice feminism? Like, well, we do exist in the world and pretty privilege is a thing, and people need to do what they can to survive. And anyway, so I kept being like, oh, should I add like more meat, like here or here or here? But it didn't really fit in the places that I was considering adding some bits. And yeah, I was like, okay, well, maybe at the final thoughts, like I throw in like a real good banger quote and, you know, talk about like the oppressive systems of beauty. But I'm like, it just didn't fit. And this video has turned out to be like relatively light, which is good. Like, it's what I was aiming for. So yeah, I just have to resist the urge to overcomplicate it. I keep like feeling self-conscious, honestly, because my last video on the influencer accent was so well liked, and people were like, oh, this is like, a lot of people said like, oh, this is my favorite recent video of yours. So I feel like I got overhyped in my mind, and I was like, wow, I did a really great video. And now this one, I think this is a good video. I think it's a totally nice episode to watch. Hopefully it'll be entertaining, but it definitely doesn't feel like, oh, this is a banger. This is like a mind-blowing best episode. So like, I feel like I'm already setting myself up to be disappointed in like the performance. It's probably not gonna be ranked #1, that's fine. But like, after the high of a really good, like well-performing video, I think it's just inevitable to feel nervous about the next one. But I just need to release it and let people enjoy it and let it be what it is. And then I move on to the next one. Yeah, that self-consciousness that I feel, and I think that's why I feel like compelled to add quotes or like more substance in my mind, more meat, because I'm like imagining these hypothetical hate comments, you know, or criticisms of people being like, oh, you didn't even get into XYZ. Oh, you didn't really, wow, you're gonna make a video about beauty and not talk about how oppressive it is. And I'm like, I know. So anyway, but I'm also like, you know what? Somebody who is a viewer of my channel, who watches my stuff in good faith, would know that I have touched on all of these things, at least in prior videos. And it's like, to a point, I can't just force it where it doesn't fit. And also, I don't think I should feel compelled to talk about every single like darkest, worst part of every topic, because it just gets tiring, to be honest. That's another thing that I'm kind of struggling with YouTube right now, is like, I think a lot of commentary or video essay viewers are especially like really tired of all the bad news in the real world. So you go on YouTube to watch something and you want to like relax. But then when you watch video essays and like some commentary videos, they can be very negative or sound negative, because sometimes it can be like, this sucks and here's why, or like everything sucks, or like it's not that deep, actually it is, and here's all the deep negative shit. And it's like, not to say that that's not important. Obviously, I do think all of those things are important, and like doing deep dives and exploring all of these topics and being critical does require negativity. But yeah, so I've been trying to like make topics that aren't too dark, because I feel that same fatigue as a viewer. Like, I don't want to watch things that are too heavy, but I also don't want my videos to feel surface level if I'm like avoiding the depth, because the depth gets dark. Do you know what I mean? This is the fun part of the video where I've worked hard on this, and now I'm already second guessing myself. But this is a very real part of the process. So I'm glad that you're witnessing it because it is what happens every time I post a video, pretty much. All right, let's finish this. I'm a little scared that there are like some glitches in here for some reason, but I don't know what it would be caused by.
Be honest with yourself. What percentage?
Like, why is that green thing happening? Excuse me, I didn't do anything to this clip. What's going on? Okay, that's terrifying. Hello? You know what? I'm just gonna rock it. I'm gonna export it and just be like, hope that doesn't actually show up in the export, but if it does, maybe it'll get me some more comments. Because like, if this was something I could fix, if I knew what was wrong with it, obviously I would fix it right now, but I don't have the time or energy to try to see. But it's possible that when I go to export, Final Cut's gonna pull some bullshit and be like, oh, this clip is broken, and then I'm gonna have to do something. Ugh. Help, just let me finish my video, please. And here we are at the end of the video. So quickly, I'm just gonna go over the hours. So in total, the high maintenance video took just about 40 hours to make. You can see writing took 10, get ready for filming took almost 2 hours, filming was an hour-ish. Editing took 16 hours. The sponsor took 3 hours. And then the last thing I track, I used to do export and upload and final touches separately, but now I just put them together because usually exporting and upload doesn't take that long. But final touches includes making thumbnails, and YouTube now has this ABC testing for thumbnails, which is really great. So I can make a few alternate versions. They also have title and thumbnail options. So if you've noticed on YouTube, like somebody uploaded a video and then all of a sudden it has a different title and thumbnail, that's part of this automatic testing, which is very helpful because I do often have a couple of different ideas and it's nice to see if any of them happen to be like way more impactful than other ones. Final touches also includes writing out the timestamps of the video, finishing the description, adding links, sending the video for captions, adjusting the ad breaks because YouTube automatically adds so many ads. They'll put an ad break like every 3 minutes and I'm like, that's too much. I try to do it maybe like every 7-ish minutes, but an ad is not supposed to show up for every single ad break that you insert. So who knows? I have YouTube Premium, so I actually don't like encounter the ads. So I'm interested how that is for those of you who don't have ad blocker. Then I upload the episode to Spotify as well. Then I share the video on Instagram once it's live, and I reply to some comments. And that's that. That's how long it takes me to make a video. But yeah, 40 hours for this video is a little bit on the lower end. So I was able to get it done more quickly than most of my main channel videos this year. They've been averaging closer to like 55-ish hours. So yeah, this one, I think high maintenance to be low. Like I said, it's not like one of my best like banger videos, but I do think it was an enjoyable episode. And most importantly, not most importantly, but I had a deadline. I met the deadline, thankfully. And here we are at the end of November, finishing this video and hitting another sponsor deadline. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, especially if you watched to the end. And let me know if you would like to see any more of these like video process vlogs. I find it pretty interesting whenever other YouTubers share, you know, their process. So hopefully this was interesting. And if you have any questions, let me know because there's probably a lot of things I forgot to even explain. All right, well, I'm at my grandma's house. So, okay, thanks, bye.